Hello everyone, this is Hers and you are watching WPF World. In this video, we are going to learn about the function. What is function? How to use the function? We will learn how to pass parameters from the function by value and by reference. And also we will learn about left keyword and out keyword. What is function? Function is nothing but block of code. Now let's see how to define the function. To define the function, we have to first write the access specifier. Okay, we will see this in later video. What is access specifier? And then we will have return type. So what value we want to return, that type we have to define here. Okay, then we will have function name. Inside the bracket we will have parameter what we want to pass. Okay, and then inside braces we will have the block what we want to execute. Okay, yes, statements. And then we will have return. Here we will return some value if we want. Okay, now I want to create a method where I will write this code, this for loop code. For that, I will create for loop method. Okay, we will give the name as for loop. Okay, I will remove this and also return type I will give as void because I don't want to return any value. Okay, I will give method name as for loop. For now, I will not pass any value. Now what I will do, I will cut this thing and I will paste inside the method. Okay, because I don't want to return anything, that's why we don't require this return. Okay, now how to use this method? I want to execute this statement using the method. How to execute that? We will call this method. How to call that? I want to call from here like this and we will have the semicolon. When we call this, it will execute for loop method. Okay, now let's run and see. You can see the for loop statement is executed, right? Till this it is for loop. I hope you got the idea how to define a method and how to call the method. Now here I don't want to hard code this value. I want to pass this value inside the method. How to do that? You can see 5 is an integer, right? So we will pass it as int n. Okay, so I will now use this value here. Okay, now I have to pass the value here because it is parameterized method, right? We need to pass integer value. So here I will give 3. Now what will happen? It will show the table from 1 to 3. Okay. 1 to n, which is 3. Let's run and see. See table of 1, 2 and 3. Right. This is for loop. Like this, we can pass a value from the function parameter. If you pass the parameter as a value, then this value will not reflect where we call, right? Let's see how it works. I will define int n equal to 3. Okay, and now I am passing n. Okay, now here I will create one method where I want to change this value. Okay, let's see. Void function with parameter. Okay, here I will give int n. Here what I want to do, I want to change the value of n. Let's see, it is 10. Okay, here I also want to print the value. Okay, n. And now I will call this method after this. Okay, and here I will declare one variable, let's say n, and I will give the value as 4. And now I will pass n. We are passing this value n as value. Okay, and here also I want to print the value of n. As we are passing this n as a value, so it will not reflect here. Even if we change here n equal to 10, here it will be only 4, right? Let's run and see. See, this is from the method where we have changed the value n equal to 10 and we printed here 10, right? That's why it is showing 10, but if you can see here also we print the n. It is 4 because it is not changing the reference, it is changing the value. Now I will pass the parameter as reference. Okay, as you know, string and string builders are reference type, so it should change the value here also, right? So let's declare the value as a string. Let's say here WPF. Okay, now we have to change the structure of this method because we want to pass the string. That's why we have to make it as string s. Now what I want to do, I want to append some value. Okay, WPF space world. Okay, here I will print s and here also I will print this value. Okay, now as you know, string is a reference type, so we are passing as a reference, right? So it should update this value as well, right? Because we changed this value, right? We added to the string. Okay, let's run and see what happened. See, this is from method, right? WPF world, and this is from where we called, right? You can see it is not updated. Why? You may have question. It is reference type, it should update, right? But you know it is reference type, it is immutable, means whenever we want to change something, then it will create a new object. That's why it is not updating value here, means here it's created new object. When we append this, it is new object, it is not the same object. That's why it is not updating here. Now let's see the string builder. As you know, string builder is mutable, means it will change the value in the same location, right? Let's create a string builder object. Okay, how to create that? We have to use new keyword, right? Now as we are passing the string builder, so we have to change the parameter type as string builder. Now I will append the value. We have the append method to append the value, right? Now let's see. This is reference type, right? So it should update in both places. Let's see. See, it is updated in both places, right? It is a reference type and it is updating the same reference. That's why it is updating in method as well as from where we called, right here. I hope you understand how to pass the parameter as value and by reference type. Let's see what is ref keyword and what is out keyword. If we want to pass the value type as reference type, then we can use ref keyword. Okay, how to use that? Let's see. We have the value int x equal to 5. Okay, now what I want to do, I want to call this method loop here. Okay, I will remove this and I will use the x, but this time I want to pass value type as reference type. How to do that? We have to use ref keyword. Okay, now it will become reference type, right? So we have to change the definition of method. I will create one new method. Okay, with ref parameter. Okay, we'll generate the method. And you can see, you have seen this one, right? We used to have type and the variable name, but when we use the ref keyword, then here also we will have the ref. Okay, let's remove this thing for now. Now here what I want to do, I want to change the value to 10. Okay, and also I want to print the value of x here as well as here. Okay, now let's run and see the result. See, we have updated in method. See, we have updated the value of x as 10, right? So inside the method, it is printing 10, and from where we called, there also it is printing 10. Okay, so to use the ref type, we have to first initialize the value. Otherwise, it will give the compile time error. Let's see. See, use of unassigned local variable x. Okay, so we have to assign this, and whenever we use the ref keyword here, in both places we have to use ref keyword. Okay, now we will learn how to use the out. Okay, out is the same as ref, but when we use the out, we don't have to initialize the value. Means if we don't want to initialize the value, and if we want to change that, if we want to pass the value as reference type, then we should use the out keyword. Okay, we will use the out keyword here, and the same as the ref keyword, we will have out here. And you can see here, I don't want to initialize the value. Let's see, we're not getting the error. Means in case of out keyword, we don't require the initialization. Okay, now if you can see, we don't have value here. We have updated the value inside the method. So in case of out keyword, it should show here 10, and as well as here also should show 10. Let's run and see. See, both place 10. Right. Now we will see the example of the function which will return some value. For that, I will take an example of factorial. I will create a method which will return the factorial of a number. Let's create it. For that, I want to return as integer. Okay. What is factorial? If we want to calculate the factorial of number, then we have to multiply the number from 1 to n. Like if we want to calculate the factorial of 5, then we have to multiply 1 by 2, 2 by 3, 3 by 4, 4 by 5. Like that, we have to multiply 1 to n, means 1 to 5. Then it will return the factorial of 5. For that, we will use loop. Okay, for int I equal to 1 to I less than xi plus plus. Okay, here I will declare a variable int fact equal to 1. Okay, now here I want to calculate fact equal to fact into I. Okay, what it will do? It will take I and it will multiply with fact. Like in first iteration, fact will be 1 into 1. Okay, so better to use 2 here. You already have 1, so it is not good to multiply 1 by 1, right? In next iteration, it will be fact equal to 1 into 1, it was 1, right? Now I is 2, okay. It will be 2. Now fact will be 2, and third iteration it will be 2 into 3. Okay, like that it will execute. And after the calculation we want to return the factorial of a number. So our factorial will store in fact, that's why we have to return this fact. Okay, how to return that? We will use return keyword. Okay, now it will return the value. Okay, now let's print the value. As this method return the value, so we have to store that value into the some variable. We have to store this value into some variable. Let's see, factorial. Okay, now here we'll call factorial method and I will pass 5. Okay, this factorial variable is store the value of factorial of 5. Okay, now let's print the value of factorial. I will write factorial of factorial equal to, it will be 5 and then factorial. Okay, or you can also write like this, 5 factorial equal to factorial. Okay, now let's run and see the result. See, it is returning 24 because we have iterate less than n, right? So here we have to use equal. Okay, means we have to multiply till x, 1 into 2 into 3 into 4 into 5, right? Then it will return the factorial of 5. If it is 4, then it will multiply till 4, like 1 into 2 into 3 into 4. Let's run. You can see here 120, which is factorial of 5, right? I hope you learned the function, how to define the function, how to pass the value as value type or as a reference type, and also you have learned the ref keyword and out keyword. That's all for this video. If you found this video helpful, then let's share it with your friends.